Yeah, I think the regulatory crackdown is interesting, and Tencent, being the most visible of all the game companies in China, is going to have the brightest light shining on it. Other game stocks have also fallen this year as a result of, the same regulations. And what we see is that the regulatory landscape is always the most difficult and most complex part of China's games market. And Tencent has taken more of a leadership role, like in protecting youth gamers, which is really what these regulations, especially the most recent round of them, are about. They're about really protecting the gamers, especially those under age 18, under age 16, and in the most recent comments by the government, under age 12. And Tencent already makes a strong effort to protect those gamers by limiting the amount of time they can play a game during the week or on the weekends and holidays, and limiting the amount of money they can spend in games. Of course, there are always loopholes. There are always gamers who get around these barriers. And I think that those loopholes are really what the government is focused on right now.
How long do you expect the regulatory overhang to last? We've, of course, been speaking about it now for some time here on the show, and a number of analysts suggesting it could be anywhere from another 6 months to another year. From an investment point of view, how do those that are invested in the stock deal with this overhang? From an investment point of view, how do you essentially prepare and invest with clarity when we've got this regulatory overhang?
Well, I mean, I've been covering the games market in China for 19 years. I founded this company, Niko Partners, 19 years ago. We've heard a lot of information come out of the government regarding regulations over time, and a lot of stuff about youth protections as well. In fact, protecting these youth gamers has been something that's been in the government lexicon for as long as I've been covering this market. And I tell you that it's impressive that Tencent has taken a leadership in taking care of some of these youth protective measures. It's also worrisome in the greater concept of a crackdown on tutoring companies, education, some video. There's a whole bunch of stuff that all points to the government saying, hey, technology companies, it's time for you to focus on these youth gamers or youth consumers, as we've asked you to do. So I suppose it could continue on for another 6 to 12 months. But despite that, Tencent is doing an amazing job at kind of investing, perhaps to hedge itself. I can't speak to their strategy, but I can say that so far this year in 2021, they've invested in more than 75 gaming companies, 75 gaming companies, excuse me. And last year was only 31, and the year before that was only 9. So that's a tremendous number of companies, both domestically and abroad. And we see it in Europe, in Korea, lots of places. And so we think that maybe this sort of plays into what I have long called Tencent's silent global quest for gaming domination. And they will silently acquire or invest in these companies, not slap their name on it, but still have then a lot of hedge or distribution of where their revenue will come from over time.